Now we're going to continue our creation of our classic game called ping pong or Pong game. So here for the project structure, we have a CMake list.txt, and we have an assets and a SRC folder. So inside the SRC folder, we added the paddle.c and paddle.h, and as well as the utils.c and the utils.h. So for the CMake configuration, we add the SRC or the paddle.c and the utils.c. So inside the executable or add underscore executable in line 16 up to 22. So we add the SRC dash or slash paddle.c and SRC slash utils.c. Now we're going to have our utils.h file. So we're going to have our include guards, and we will going to have a prototype, or we'll have to have function prototype called clamp, and we're going to close our include guards with # and f. Now for the utils.c file, we're going to include the utils header file, and then we're going to define our clamp function here. So for the paddle.h header file or the paddle header file, so we're going to have our include guard and also the include directives, and we will going to have our paddle struct and also our function prototypes, which will have a paddle underscore init and paddle underscore move and paddle underscore render functions. Now for the paddle.c file, we're going to include the paddle header file, and then we're going to initialize our paddle here. Now we're going to have our paddle underscore move function, so it will allow us to move our paddle up and down. And lastly, we're going to have our paddle underscore render function. So this function will handle the rendering of our paddle. So inside the game.h file or game header file, we add our paddle header file. So we have include paddle.h, and then we also add the paddle called left paddle and right paddle. So inside the game.c file, we're going to have, or we're going to add directives or include directives, which is the utils header file. So in line 44 up to 45, we initialize our paddle. We're going to initialize the paddle left and the paddle right. Now for the game underscore handle input, we will going to have the arrow keys. So we're going to read, we're going to read the state of the keyboard, which is the up and down keys, and also the W and S keys. So the W and S keys is for the left paddle, and the up and down keys is for the right paddle. Now still in the game underscore update function, we were going to do nothing on it. We will going to have an empty function for now. So in game underscore render function, we will going to render our paddle, which are the paddle left and the paddle right. So here we have game underscore run. We add the game underscore handle input game as well, so that we are able to move the paddle from the left, and we're going to able to move the paddle up and down. And lastly, we're going to clean up our resources via the game underscore cleanup function. Now we're going to build our project or the game, and we're going to test our paddles. And And that's it. As you can see, we can actually move up and down our paddle, our left paddle and the right paddle. So next we will going to add the ball and also the collision for the ball and the paddle.